Welcome back to Brighter Shores. We fought primitive wildmen for 23 hours and 36 minutes. 38,000 more scout XP, 38 more silver. And that is 29 scout. Lovely. And now, we're gonna fight primitive wildmen. For 24 more hours. 39,000 scout XP, 38 silver. Lovely. Scout, 31. We've unlocked the Smap Moss monsters. Well, not really, since we need to actually unlock them first. But that's what the next knowledge point will be for, I suppose. So, we will get going on that. The next knowledge point is not for a little bit here. 31 scout, not bad. Question if we have strong enough gear for that. 56, 60. I suppose we'll find out, won't we? Or maybe we will later. Because currently, we are not as concerned with that. Also not super concerned with this stuff here. Let's put that away. Shouldn't be doing too much combat right now. But deposit this. Deposit. No, drop it. Quartermaster. Deposit here. There we go. That and that in here. And that goes in the mines section, which we definitely need to start working on. But main priority right now is getting the other skills up to 20. I'm gonna start passive training Carpenter for the quest here. Need to get to level 20 here. Making a variety of things. Let's go around chopping whatever we need to. Get the levels and everything. It'll all work out. We can also possibly buy logs or something. Have to look into that. We kind of just really will want the woodcutter levels too anyways, so might as well not mess with that too bad. We're gonna go chop a bit more poplar. It's kind of down here. Next to the teleport. We'll teleport to the forest. Okay. And we'll just do what we need to do here. Poplar, poplar, poplar. That'll work. Poplar tree. Start chopping. We're already kind of at the point where we need the next level of thing for the carpenter. So we're only going to get ourselves up to 14 here from chopping these logs. We'll get to the next logs. We want the most experience we can in the carpenter business here. That should be good. See if we can get this all the way to 20. So specifically the carpenter. See if it's possible to train without doing the woodcutter. But kind of, it's good to have the levels. No reason to not, I suppose. But we'll just do this. It'll be fine. Chop, chop, chop. Really deforesting everything out here. Should be great. Climbing up. Climbing to the tree. Chopping it down. We got the 4 in here and 2 out here. That's good enough to get us going here. See how many logs we need per level here. It's definitely something. And we'll also eventually find something here. See if it makes a pop up. We're just focusing on the logs. Should be great. 13 and a bit. Chop, chop, chop. Total level 186. Definitely some free levels to be had actually getting into work in the mines. So we have a whopping 6 mine fighter, and that's it. We need to do all the other ones questionable. At least the miner and then the stone mason guy. Other ones would be slightly less helpful for us, since we can't wield the weapons that they would make. Total levels, though, could be something. It would be more use for the other materials there, too. Because we'd only really need the rock-type mining materials. Probably. At least for now. Depends what it takes to make everything. And a lot of stuff also needs various bits of the wooden stuff. So, nothing to consider. I just end up with a full inventory of poplar at this stage. Would just make everything easier to deal with in the future. Correct numbers of pieces to easily get inventories and everything for later construction of bits and stuff. So we even get there. Usually that's here. Only 8 more to go. Started a little over 13. Well, if we need to come back for more, that's fine. Ideally, we'll get this completed here. Tree. Yeah, I think we'll get. Let's get a full inventory here, since we're already there. Start making our way back down this direction so we can get to the camp. Some better ways. You go past the aggressive guys. Could run around. I think that would still be slower though, so probably won't do that. Just one dangerous zone here. Make our way back to the logging area. Get all the carpentry stuff done. We got 2 trees here, and 2 trees in the next room as we head out. And that's perfect. A good poplar run, I suppose. Eventually, we will get the storage stone things, which are just kind of all over the place. Also help quite a bit. Now, chop. Saw off trees. Slightly cracked still. Just keep on slightly cracking things. There's also a 2-person saw coming up. That's interesting. I don't know how much that's a thing that we're going to worry about. We'll see. Just gonna chop our trees here. I mean, as an option, perhaps. It gives more XP or something. Very much would be waiting for people to get to the tree you want to chop and make sure everyone has the same amount in the inventory and run back and forth. And if they have the storage bits, we wouldn't be able to be with them the entire time. That's a work in progress. You have to be wanting to chop the same tree, possibly even the same level of tree. I don't know much about the multiplayer gathering business. It's definitely a thing, though, clearly. And we got money, we could definitely purchase it, so it'll be fine. Look at the shops here, see what they sell for things. Just to get an idea of if we could just purchase our way through this. We do have some money. What do you sell? Sells ash planks, hickory poles. So he sells these. I suppose we could sell them to him for at least a little bit. So we have to buy the logs and try to sell the pieces. Look at the designs book here. Ash planks are just made in the circular saw. You get 2 planks. Hickory poles goes to the circular saw and then the lathe. Some of them don't have the second step. Looks like everything goes to the circular saw and you get 2 pieces out of it. That does change how much you can make of everything. Grab out 12 of these, make the stuff, and get some more of this XP. So we're now just at the point where we could be making getting the logs to make the soft poles here. Rugged ash plank is coming soon. It's a different kind of ash plank. And that's just right outside, so That's also pretty convenient. Whether or not going less distance gives me just more experience, that's another question. Depends what everything's for, how far it is, how much it costs, and how much experience it gives. Just in general, if you just do the highest level thing, as long as it's not obviously ridiculous, it's probably fine. Maximum efficiency is not really what we're going for here. We're just going. We're just doing it. And we're getting 13 here. Progress. Presumably, the stuff that you make with only one step, you have more of the experience in that one step. Or not. Also an option. More steps could just give more experience in total, because it takes more steps. 13 Carpenter. One more level to the next unlock. Looks like the ash link's cheaper. Lathe. This only takes the one step. So the value of things at the end is also contributed. If you want to try to make a profit, you need to consider what you're going to end up with, obviously. 38 each for these. Could sell some stuff. Don't need to. Look at the value of this. It's 252. So in total, from a poplar, we could sell the finished product for... I mean, that's 252. What's this? 352. We can sell the finished poplar products for 700, or save them for weapon crafting, which would also be helpful. Bone weapon crafting? Less helpful. It's fine though. I haven't seen if any of these things are used for stone weapon crafting. Probably just be rocks more than anything. I don't know. A lot of them have been bone, I think. Bone, right? Blacksmith, stonemason. Some of them. There's plenty of experience to be had in the carpenter side of this. It's definitely getting... I mean, it's not really getting ahead levels-wise. It is getting ahead items that are used to make the things-wise. It's definitely something. Should be a log selling around here somewhere. What other shops we got? Deposit all these. Lumber guy? But he's got some lumber. Sounds right. There's also supplies over there. Yeah, it's more of a tools thing. Trade. Go in here. 450 for an ash log. 617, 740. Poplar was 790. We sell them for 700. So it is a little bit of a loss, but nothing crazy, obviously. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. I kind of do want the woodcutting experience here anyways. Woodcutter, carpenter. It's also more total levels, which might be important for the future. We already did the quest that required a Hope Forest levels of a specific amount. But it could be useful for total levels. And if there's more quests, then obviously you're going to use that too, so. That should be good. Yeah. Woodcutter, we just got the ability to get the swamp logs. Carpenter, we are already 1.5 levels past the swamp poles. So it's definitely something here. Providing our own resources is getting a little bit behind. It's going to catch back up at some point. 30 and then 35 and 43. Definitely more level spaces at higher levels here. Stuff here. 22, 27, 32. Yeah, there's more levels just between things that are unlocked even. We also did see that a little bit with the fisherman and chef business. More levels between where you unlock new things. Just that's not every 2 levels anymore. Cast net, level 26. 23, 28. The next actual unlock is at 36. My goodness. Yeah. So there's not 250 different things. You get extensive distances between the unlocks, higher levels. That's alright. For right now, we're just constantly switching through stuff. That's okay. Alright. Solve this up. Let's see if this gets us to 14 here. The experience per level is also quite significant. There's 600 for into 14. And then 3 is at 95, 168, 252. And guard is at 400,000 XP. Wild. It's quite a bit. Quite a bit of XP. 500 is definitely a very high amount of experience. Not that we need to worry about that at any point here. About to get a knowledge point here. We're also just continuing through this instead of stopping, since it now goes to 200%. That is helpful. Technically could have just stopped when it gets to 100. That would interrupt the passive training bit here. Not really passive training, that's the automatic training. That is also 14. Lovely. Knowledge point. We can unlock something. I'm just going to unlock the moss monster here. That'll be available, probably. Although we don't really want to use it. Also, 14 Carpenter, we can now turn Course U poles. Can use this as some sort of makeshift weapon shaft. Everything is a makeshift weapon shaft. Or it could become a weapon, or a functional plank, or a log with cracks in it. Nothing super crazy. Various wooden bits, mostly. So that got us to 14. Now we head out into the woods, go chop in the next set of logs, store all the stuff here. The next logs we're after are the soft logs. They're at the shortcut, Overland Trail, Bramble Path, Mushroom Grove, Wolf's Den, Gnarled Path, Twisted Road, and Crystal Clearing. So they're up here next to these. It's awkward. Do this bit here. That is a distance and a half to the middle of the forest. You have to run past multiple aggressive enemies to get into where these logs are. How awkward. Let's get going. They're off the very other end of the forest here. There's definitely a situation where having a deposit point would be helpful. Just keep looking around for where the stones are at. It's right there. See, that'd be fantastic. That'd be great. That would help a lot. Are these the passive monsters? Our weapons are strong enough. Perfect. Noted. Alright. Also need to deal with the brambles here, potentially. Which also make things slightly awkward. We got some more of the experience, at least. There's a singular tree in this room. It's not super impressive. Definitely want to get past the shades here. 113 and bonus XP. First time. Sprint past the shades. They're all dead. Perfect. Right. Some different kinds of trees here. There's the station. That'd be perfect. Alright. So we got 2 trees in this room. Assuming we get in these other 2 rooms, what kind of run around we're gonna be doing here. Right next to the crystal clearing here, huh? So we got 2 more trees. We got bone spikes. Maybe a 3rd tree there. Crystal is uncorrupted now, so that's at least nice. Transmog hat from the event. Now it should be in here. Trying to open armor panel, click in here. Transmogs. Guard your first transmog. Trying to let you change the appearance of your armor without affecting its stats. You choose transmog from an action menu to activate it. Transmog the hat. We get the Christmas 2024 hats. We will put on this hat because it's fun. And we will start collecting all the hats. There are 20 total hats. And you get a max of 20. So then you need to worry about trading them to other players by switching. See if what we get in total. Takes a little bit to get them. If we didn't get all 20, it needs to be traded 1-to-1. I just need to do enough to get all the hats. That does mean it's going to take a little bit of training just on anything, basically. Should be okay now. We will see how it goes. It's not just a one-day thing or anything. It's going to be here for at least a little bit. So we got time to collect some hats. See if we can get them all. It's only for right now. And the only way they're currently tradable is 1-to-1 with other hats. I don't think they're going to be fully tradable later. Question is if it wants to become a party hats situation. Whether or not it is, that's good. We can have a fun little hat. It's got the eye over our helmet. Not that our current helmets look super crazy or anything. Well, that's okay. So we'll keep on collecting. Collecting logs. And now also collecting hats. So, that's fun. See if we can't do less running between these. What total number of trees are needed? Best directions to go. We also go up this way near the wolves' den. It's also an option. Look at our options. We're definitely going to be doing more than one inventory here, clearly. We got 3 in this room, 2 in this room. There's brambles down this way. So unless the log is on the closer side, it'd be more awkward to try to go and get. Looks like this tree spawned quick enough we could do a round of 4 between those 4 trees. Possibility. See what's happening down in the bramble path here. It is going to be multiple brambles to get over to the tree. The only one in here? All these other chopping spots. The brambles should stay out long enough. Chop it from here. The brambles are in the way of even getting to this log. That's very inconvenient. Very not worth it. Oh, 15 woodcutter. Really? And what we got down in this area? We got 2. But yeah. The ones down here past the bramble path are definitely not worth compared to the other ones. Gonna have to check the northern section though. Another thing to consider with how much XP it takes to get things is the fact that we have the first time bonus, which Which means that just because you're more than half the way there doesn't mean you're actually more than half of the way there. Shop these. We teleport, go, use the logs up, teleport back, run around. Worth it. So worth it to get the storage spots. That's what we're working towards, so that'd be good. We'll see roughly how long it is between getting the hats here. This depends on when you get experience and stuff. Could also be a timer of some description going. At any rate, we will make our way where we're going. Keep working. No real, like, specific event or anything. You just play the game, get experience, do stuff, and get the hats. I'm gonna pass these guys. Your aggression doesn't matter if you can't stop me. Another stone. So nice. Would be great. What if we found all the stones in the areas we've been to? They're on the map here, but we might need to notice them first. Depends how it works. At any rate, we're going to put this away. And everybody's got their hats on. How festive. How festive. Okay. How's these? And then take out the auto mount and saw it up. Huh. So XP. Another post here. Course and swamp at the same time. Course, swamp, post. Indeed. Indeed. Okay. Second trip back here to the sawmill. Should get significantly more experience from all this. Because again, we get to do the 2 bits here. That should be good. To see if it gives more experience or less experience for just getting 2 of those. We need to get more hats before we need to worry about trading anything. And eventually, you need to get the duplicates, mostly. That's kind of how it works. Just go with other people and maybe like social, nearby players. And then all that. At any rate, here you get more XP and the bonus XP. Nice. Make some kind of weapon out of this, or something. Let's go with the leaderboards here. Those are overall rank. 21,000. Mines, 15,000. Guard, 6,400. Unranked in all these other ones. Definitely not high level or anything. That's okay. Definitely can be a grind for a bunch of time kind of game. Which we're not currently doing. If we want to get this up to 20 here, though, might be a little bit more grind here. It would be good to get that to 20. We're doing another knowledge point here. It's coming. We can hold on to a knowledge point when we get this to 20, or even this to 20. I guess the other question is going to be exactly what we get and what we need to do with the passive carpenter stuff. Hickory, cutlery, chopsticks. Passive training. So I'm on workbench. Furniture assembly stations at 25. Like that. Let's see what it says here. Chopsticks. They have branches to a carving bench and carve them into desired items. Aha! So we need coarse hickory branches. which is passive wood cutting. Good enough to make into chopsticks. Okay. That's a 20. So we would need to do the passive chopping too. Either that or purchase them. I'm sure that'd be quite expensive. Set up the passive to passive. We also have to see how it deals with the passive gathering versus passive usage. Because for fisherman and chef, we ended up needing a lot more of the fisherman than the chef, just in hours-wise. So if we want to make this whole thing not expensive and self-sufficient and everything, we definitely still do need the woodcutter stuff going. That's okay. So this will get us to 15 carpenter here. That's pretty good. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're definitely neglecting forger and alchemist a bit here. And gatherer. Just more things to eventually get to 20 for their various passives to be available at least. Which would be good. And then all these. And then more stuff here. And then the fifth one. Lots of stuff. This is going now. Let's see, how much experience is it for each bit of this? It's 79 for the sawing portion. And then we get double experience drops for using the lathe. Because we make 2 of the posts. And then we can use them twice there. So it's more of a 3 actions kind of thing in total, really. 1 for the sawing, and then 2 at the lathe. Definitely takes a little bit. That's alright. 15 carpenter. Next level we can do rugged ash planks. Okay. So 70 for that. Each of these are 40. Decent amount. A little bit more in total over on the lathe here, experience-wise. That's alright. That's something. Let's see. It's going to tick up past the woodcutter. Sure looks like it. So we could get a little bit more woodcutter experience by constantly needing to go through the brambles. Because that just gives some more XP. Not a huge amount. It's something. If we just kind of avoid the brambles by just teleporting past them for the most part. Kind of faster. Especially depending on the directions we need to go. It's mostly back down to here, really. So, that's okay. Okay. All of these. Let's even get to 20. That'll be right. Work in progress. Work in progress. Let's see if we get more hats here, too. Let's look into here. It's got the 1 hat still. Let's see if it pops up. Even though we found another hat. Or just mysteriously get more hats. It's also an option. Anything else in here? Nope. That's okay. Since you need to go get more logs. Store these. If we're going to use all of these with making stuff. Let's say it's used for quite a few levels. So, in theory. Let's go check the northern swamp trees. See if those are worth pursuing. And the wolves' den and everything. Not gonna need to worry about the wolves, so we got at least that going for us. Going through 2 rooms here. I suppose. It's fine. We're going for these trees up here. There's not at least enough to have a constant traveling between the trees, chopping them. It's definitely not worth going this way then. We'll see. Brambles! There's swamp trees in here? Yeah, there is. Not gonna do that though. That'd be silly. Fighting, trying to chop things while also getting attacked by shades. Doesn't sound like the best plan. Bramble looks me. Alright. Run away. Immunity. Also, the hats are still... There's... We got our actual hood on underneath, so it's actually fine. Okay. We got one tree here. A bunch of femur shards. And over in this room, we've got 1, 2, 3, probably 4 more. Pretty good. I think that's probably going to be enough. Shorter distances running between than going into the clearing. Potentially. Passive wolves to fight. We'll see if the 5 trees here are enough to just keep running around. The trees are definitely a little bit more... the option to have different numbers of them. Because the distance between and the stepping up for stuff definitely counts for a bit. So, just about right on time. So this will work. We have to actually time exactly if we can get the other trees in a decent cadence here. There's a new one. Yeah, we do get the pop-up here once we got a new thing. So that is 2. There's 2 hats. 18 to go. I think you can only have the correct number or something. We have to keep looking into that. Not something we need to worry about for at least a little bit longer here, since we are not going to have 20 plus hats immediately. Takes a little bit. Takes a little bit. These trees are ready to go. So yeah, this section here definitely works. And if we need 5 trees, we have to run slightly further to get to the 5th tree from this loop. I kind of do like up here better. I'd say it's pretty good. Gets the job done. Will we remember this when we have to come back here for the next level of swamp trees at level something or other? Probably not. But they exist. And that's good. Huh. Looks like this probably will be getting us to 16. That's where we want to get to. That's great. Yeah, it all works out. That means we don't need to come back here immediately, of course. That's okay. Running, running, running. Running all around. 55 scout to fight these wolves over here in the corner. That's definitely a level. Close to a knowledge point. We kind of want 2 knowledge points, obviously. 2-person saw and, of course, U-logs. You need to go buy a 2-person saw, I guess. I mean, we don't need to, but it's good to have all the tools, I suppose. It's an idea. There's a 2-person tree chopping option. Oh, we haven't had the 2-person saw yet, so it hasn't really mattered, has it? People are here. And we chop. I see the things popping up in the next room. That works perfectly. That's good. Definitely got 16. That's taken care of. Good level 2. A good ratio of you get more experience, but things also give more experience, and you need more experience. So, it works out. Teleport to the forest. Even if we did have the storage stuff currently, we probably still want to actually get back with the supplies. See if we level up and need new supplies. Immunity. It's like the strongest guys currently for us. So they're not fightable. Not good. Okay. That's 16. It's all working. Run all the way through here. All the way back down. And then we need to look at the next tree. Which by the looks of things, is going to be the last tree. Which is the supplies guy. Two-person song. Yes. You log. It's back to Ash, but in a different name. That's good. Trade here. We got a gather equipment. Not really the right guy. Dies. Pointy implements. Could be the pointy implements guy. This is the gathering guy. That's right. Pointy implements. This saw is kind of pointy. It's got a lot of points. Not just 1 point. Here, this guy. Trade. Two-person saw. Some info on that. I'll buy it. 64? Yeah. Yes, a handle for both you and a friend. Hooray. Two-person saws. And then tree loppers, we also need to get. Those are going to be needed for that part. Huh. More tools and such. All just on our belt, in our pockets, in this system. This is another area that we can just store things. Essentially stored, I guess. The transmog section. So we've got the regular inventory. We've got the equipped items inventory. We've got the transmogs. We've got our weapons, potions of healing and potions of damage. We've got the tool belts, containers, money, and then all the various banks around. Quartermaster and all the lumber banks and potion bank, food bank, and materials bank, and fish bank, and baits, and just everything. Just everything. Well, that's good. Okay. This will definitely get us to 16 here. We'll just get to 20. I'd say it's worth it. We'll continue to test out exactly what we get from the passives and everything. Worth it. Worth it. It's also kind of a situation where we can't really do 24-hour passive into 24-hour passive because we also spend the hour-ish actually doing other things for the episode. So at maximum would be 24, 23. Then it just gets kind of awkward. Knowledge point. Alright. Do we want to hold on to this knowledge point for now? Probably. Will we get to level 20 before we have the next knowledge point? Maybe. One idea would be focusing on the woodcutter for right now. Try to get that up to 20 first. Put the passive point in there. And then in the meantime, get another knowledge point to set up the passive carpenter at 20. Being slightly more strategic with the knowledge points. We can even do it now. Because if we get this up to 200, then we are officially wasting knowledge point progress, which is not helpful. The amount it takes per thing. We also can't store these partially completed pieces, so think we will finish this inventory and then go chop some logs. Well, whatever logs we chop, we can obviously use for carpentry since it's so wildly behind currently. 16. Now we're ready for the next log. Knowledge point. Yes, I know. Save it for later. Can't go above 200%, so we recommend spending it before you're wasting it. Sure you save it for later? Yep, I'm sure. Now we can saw rugged ash planks. Level 16. But we cannot chop the rugged ash planks. You get, of course, yew logs. Okay. So I'm going to attempt to not waste knowledge point potential here. When we really do want to just put the next two into these two passives. In theory. Going to go and chop right now. I think that's a good plan. That'll get us where we're going. Accomplish what we want to accomplish. Where can we find? Of course, yew trees. All the way to the north. This way. Over towards the bears. And also, he's just in the bear area there. Okay. So we're in a leafy lane and up this way. Find a good combination of logs out that way. So head in that direction. Teleport. Teleport. Okay. This should do nicely. Just going to chop our way to 21st here. Then we can kind of just chill down in the carpentry station area. Just get that all done. I'll pass all the non-aggressive stuff out this way. Very convenient. Big hammer there. Higher level equipment does look cooler, which obviously makes sense. Later though. Alright. Fell solo yew tree. Fell co-op. So we use the two-handed saw. We don't have a second person here. There's a bonus. Fell co-op. We would need a second person here, obviously. So we try to do that, it just doesn't work. Alright. Solo it is then. That's okay. Or if it's slower. 162 experience though. It's pretty good. Getting all these logs. And they're still cracked, of course. Just fell solo. This is the primitive wildman. This is the third tree here. Might actually just be slower. That's alright. What trees we got in this room? 2 down in the corner here and 1 over there. Or even 3 over here. These are a little bit slower. Having 4 trees in one area might just kind of be enough. I suppose we'll find out, won't we? Trying to use a 2-person axe by yourself would definitely be a process. Would not be ideal. Seems like it might start later. Just solo felling it. Better look at that here. Saw the tree. And just kind of goes. Probably. There's an amount happening. It's good. For this tree. And see if this one's respawned. If not, we could pop over and get just over here too. 16. Oh, it is. It's already back. Alright, so we just hang out in this room. Chop down the 4 yew trees. Lovely. That'll work. Chop, chop, chop. We need to do this until 18. And then we got the trees that are just right outside the carpentry area, which is super convenient for travel time. Especially before we have the storage spots. It makes a pretty big difference. Chop, chop, chop. Nope. Just run straight to it. Don't go around some weird extra running. least some efficiency here. Chopping things down. All these bears here. Not worry about that. Okay. We'll also see if we just get more experience in doing this. Just in the carpentry section. Depends if it's a 1-step or a 3-step kind of situation. And how much experience everything gives. It's a lot. There's a lot to consider. We're doing on knowledge point progress. 128. Okay. So if we get this, if we're too close to 200, we have to go for 300 then. That'd be a lot. 17. All right. Yeah, we still need to get 3, 4, 6, 7 more levels here. That might be a bit much. That might be a bit much. Each individual chunk of experience isn't too bad, though. So, progress, at least. I'm probably not going to need to do 2 full inventories here. We're already at 17. 8 more chunks. Definitely not going to quite get us to 18 here, unfortunately. That's alright. Chopping all the way through here, though. Like, halfway through and it just falls over. It's fine. Chop, chop, chop. If it dings 200%, we definitely need to use it. Probably. With the amount of experience we still need getting both of these to 20, would probably be plenty to get this to essentially 300%. So we have to spend a knowledge point on something first here, most likely. We'll see how it's looking closer to 20 in the woodcutter. For right now, we have options. We've already unlocked everything else in terms of passive. So we have to decide what we want to put more experience into when we have to put it into something. Guard, chef, fisherman, scout. Kind of definitely have the ones that are more important for the next quest just available to put experience into at least. So I really need to get more things to 20. That's kind of the goal here, obviously. Got a whole system. It's working. Already like almost 17 and a half here from the first one inventory. Definitely more, it's definitely significantly more experience per log. Also because it kind of just takes longer to get it, because two-handed saw and all that. See if the two-handed saw is used for other trees. Because we only got it here for this last tree type. We'll see. To the middle. It's a little closer. We were here. Now we're here. To here. And the teleport's fairly quick too, so it mostly works. And the Wendigos can't stop us. Brilliant. Alright. I just thought we could put it in. Yeah, avoid getting all these storage spots. Is going to be very helpful. Much less running all the way back every time. This is really only, for most things, like one spot you can store it. I guess with the bones bank and wood stuff bank, it technically also goes to the mines. So yeah, that's something. Now we teleport back to go north again. Let's see if we get. It's not gonna be a full inventory. Might even really be a half inventory. Doesn't matter. Not a huge amount. We'll get some. That's something to look at. Enough? a number of. If you do a half inventory, that just ends up being a full inventory of things once we saw them in half, so that'd be fine, honestly. I think that would work nicely. Let's chop the trees while we make our way over there. No need to not do that. Hey, another hat. Whee! So now we have 3 hats. Out of 20. That's another reason to do a bit more work here for the next couple episodes. Try to do enough to get enough of the hats. Because why not? Let's see exactly how long the event's gonna be up. At least until January at some point. So, we got many opportunities here to do some stuff. We're fighting bears. Fight that bear. See the numbers. What bear level are they fighting? Probably higher level. You can see there. I mean, not necessarily. Depends on how much of each individual thing anybody's done. Beyond the main quest requirements for certain things to be at certain levels, really kind of can just do whatever. There's obviously some reasonable goals, like getting quest requirements for things and getting levels that would help to get other levels, and having higher combat levels so you actually make use of making new equipment and things. It's all good. Options. And then, if you get to the point where you've done all the quests and bits, then it's just kind of training. Also can make use of the knowledge point system at that point in order to put experience into something you don't want to train. Definitely a system. Obviously need to actually get it to 20 first, but that's not too bad. We're making progress on that front, even right now. Even though we kind of still only have 4 that are already at 20. We got the other 5 here and then 5 here. 4 out of 14 currently available. Trying to make that better then, right now. Need to collect more things from the gathering and foraging to do stuff for alchemist. That'll help on that front. And there is 18 woodcutter, ash trees, rugged ash logs, fell ash trees, yeah. An uninspiring log. The new logs aren't going to be slightly cracked. Doing a little bit better. Doing a little bit better. I'm going to slightly crack these logs is a question. Okay. Chop this last yew log here. And make our way back to the ash logs, which is going to get us to 20. 162 experience for these. Definitely something. Alright. Let's get out of here. And over to here. And back to here. Alright. See where all the trees are here. Run away from you. It's much more convenient than the snakes with their range attacks. Really is a problem trying to run past them. It just doesn't work. Trying to juke out the tentacles. See, that didn't have a 2-person tree option. 127 XP, so it's less. Feels faster. Logs are worth a bit less because they're faster. There's definitely things to consider here. Oh, ash tree's right here. It's a good spot. Might be more concentrated than the ash trees down in the actual section here. Look at where all the various ash trees right now. Rugged ash lawn. And the road, the green, the side road, and the garden. Yeah. Really good section of that. Ash tree, ash tree, ash tree. There's plenty of them. There's plenty of them. 3 here, at least 3 here. It's pretty good. And we also have some gathering trees. This area down here. This one in the middle is also protected. That's okay. Yeah, 168, and we're 18.5. We might just get there. This just might work. It's a little bit of a long run around those sides there. It's okay. This is Bristlecat going down this way. Those are not the trees we need. Not currently, at least. This is another ash tree here. Okay. Go down, store all our logs. I'm going to do ash first. Doesn't matter either way. Use up all the logs we have available. Because we need all of the carpenter XP we can get here, clearly. That's going to be important. Store all that. Beautiful. So we got a half inventory of you, a half inventory of ash there. That's okay. There's an ash tree down here too. Not as connected right next to each other as these ones up here. So let's go chop these ones to 20. And then we'll be done with that part. 172%. 18 3/4. This is working perfectly. This is all gonna work out. It's gonna be great. Just constantly trampling this little garden here. Unfortunate for them. And this one pops up quickly enough. Could avoid this extra run part here. Is it by now? No. Now it is, maybe. Just about. Good enough. We'll get us where we're going. And the next tree actually already up also helps. We can just click on it to move to the next one. Instead of moving to the ground nearby it and then waiting a second and then clicking on it. Or even less than a second, also just kind of awkward. This just works. Okay, there's 19. One more level until the next unlock. We get the tree loppers. Maybe something. Spend more money on the passive for that. Still have the 400 silver here. And also, by the sounds of it, we're not going to need, like, I doubt we're going to need, like, bait to lop off branches. So it could all be free here. And that's also something I'd like to see. We ended up making a little bit of money from the passive fisherman into chef, making the stews. If we could make all the money, that'd also be nice. Although, then again, in the end, it might just cost less, be worth less in the end. Make the same amount of money with no upfront costs. That's also fine. Okay. 186%. It's getting there. I don't know if we're gonna get the other 100% from just the last bit of using up all the logs here. Might need to do a little bit more to get that last bit of experience for the knowledge point. 188. I can sacrifice a tiny bit of a knowledge point in order to not need to get this to 300% right now. Because that would not work. So we're going to be wanting to set up, just immediately going into passive woodcutter, and then straight into passive carpenter. Don't really have extra time to get a whole bunch of extra knowledge point percentage for that. 192. Just gonna be a little bit. Just a little bit of wasted knowledge point. It's not a waste though if we can set up actually having all this passive stuff going. Very, very worthwhile and necessary. And actually, macro efficient, because we will actually be getting the experience instead of not getting the experience. Or we could set it up for just 2 days of passive chopping and then get the next knowledge point and experience to get it actually going. Not enough backpack space, that's fine. That's also technically an option. I want to see how it works in terms of going straight between the two. Should be right. Put that here. 24. Okay. And we'll get to 20. Put this where it needs to be. Knowledge point. 195. A bit of a shame. Don't want to get to 300 right now, though. So get this to 20. Put the passive knowledge point in. Then we have the second knowledge point. In theory, could also technically overflow. We'll see how we're doing in log usage. Let's be near to that. It's gonna take quite a few bits to get that. It's total experience used and everything. We did use 1 knowledge point earlier. We've already gotten 2 more already. Ish. It should be fine. $199. 200 is at least a. 200 is at least a compromise here. Worth it. Worth it. Be able to save up the knowledge point. Even though we're saving it up too much. I think that's gonna pop up every time we get something. That's okay. I've made my choices. Are they good choices? Questionable. It's only gonna happen a few more times. It really wants us to use this knowledge point. And we really should. We're almost to 20. Then we can use it. Don't worry. Don't worry, game. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's under control. The fact we need to wait a second for the X to pop up is also slightly inconvenient. We're doing this to ourselves. We are doing this to ourselves. And it's like, you have to. Now we can. Coarse hickory branches woodcutter. Got it. Level 20 woodcutter. Coarse hickory branches should be good enough to make into chopsticks. If we can get our tree loppers. Trade it. Tree loppers. 72 silver. Buy it. Should just always work. Until later when we need to upgrade it. That's not for quite a while. Alright. So that's enough logs collected. And we just need to get to 20 carpenter. And if that doesn't create 100% of a knowledge point again, we're actually fine. So we got everything we need. Alright. We got Ash, Suave, and you. Start with these ones. We'll start the lowest level ones. I guess that's also, we get this 220. We can save the rest of these logs for next time. Get a little bit more XP. That's alright too. At least the passives are working in tandem here. 20, 25, 30, 35, 38, 43. 20, 25, 27, 33, 38, 41. Just kind of, it gets a little bit off kilter at the higher levels. See exactly how it's going to work out in terms of experience. Hey, another hat. In terms of experience for doing stuff. That's alright. What's that? Hat number 4? Hat number 4. We have this hat in green instead. That is 1/5 of the hats now. 4 out of 20. Should be great. Should be great. We'll worry about getting the hats traded later. When we actually have them all. Or if when we have 20 of them, then we need to actually get all the uniques. Could be slightly awkward. I'll make it work. Knowledge. Oh, what? we still have the knowledge point, I know. Okay. Just need to get this to 20, and then we'll be done with this system. We'll just see if we could purchase the passive stuff. How much that would lose us. So I'm sure somebody here is going to have a pile of passive branches, probably. We could buy the passive fish baskets. Crates or whatever. Guess we might also need a bunch of crates for passively collecting. Go pick those up too. Let's buy a whole pile of passive crates. Because they don't give us back once we turn them in or anything, because we just sell the whole thing. That's alright. Alright. We could sell all these. I'm just going to store them. Just going to have an absolute pile of wood stuff here. Except for at this point where we're not going to be making too much more wood stuff because it's all going to be passive for a while. This is a problem that could be a problem in the future. If we don't have all of the logs that we used. We're also going to get to the point where we would use them, where the things we would use it for will also be being trained passively, mostly. So, in total, do we really need any supplies above level 20? Questionable. With our current time and playstyle and everything here. After all that, got so much stuff in this timber bank. It's got spots for everything though, so it should be fine. I wonder if there's limits on things. Doubtful that we would be hitting them just yet though, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, next logs. We have the U logs. Make stuff with this. Making U posts. Info on the U post. A roughly hewn post. Nothing complicated about that. And chunk more XP. Acknowledgement is at 119, 120. It's going. Time-wise, we really cannot afford needing to get the whole next one after this. So, we'll see. Should be fine either way. With the amount of passes we keep on unlocking, we kind of just use the knowledge points for those more than anything. The XP is a small bonus if you're actually doing enough stuff that you don't just passively get to the next passive and then need to use the next point on the next passive. It all works out. It all works out. Okay. How much XP these were here? And this part is 84. So obviously, slightly more than the previous logs were, of course. Over to the lathe. For every single one of these, it's going to give us another 42 plus 42, plus the bonus, which immediately blasts us to 17 here. Lovely. Make a weapon shaft for all types of weapon crafting, from 0 to 81. Interesting. So it's got potentially more value to us. We use for stone stuff too. Interesting. Yeah. 42 and then another 42 from this portion. There's experience to be had here, that's for sure. That works. It definitely works. Okay. Just need to get this to 20. How's the knowledge point looking? 132? We're at 17 and a quarter. It's something. It's something. Which does mean we're going to have another knowledge point to use at the start of next episode after training passive woodcutter and passive carpenter here for a day. So that's nice. I'm going to put that into experience, probably just in carpenter, because that's currently the thing we're mostly worried about. 17. So we can get access to more new things. Oak pole. Don't have any of the oak logs yet, so not gonna be doing that. It's just interesting how it's a level. It's 2 levels off comparatively, because there was the level unlock for the brambles, which didn't unlock a tree. So everything just got kind of off kilter. It's working fine though. It's working fine. Okay. Let's go back over here. Take the next set of logs. Get some more XP. How many more logs we got in here anyways? Got 48 ash and 24 yew. That's pretty good. That'll probably be plenty. The current XP rates and usage of things holds constant here. We just barely got to 20 here, but the carpenter was slightly ahead, so it's probably gonna be fine. Although we don't have the secondary portion from the ash logs. So unless the ash experience is better, it might not be enough. But also it was faster to chop them, so it was less experience for the woodcutters, so we got more logs. It's probably fine. And if it's not, there's just a bunch of logs right outside, so we can just chop them and be good with it. It's gonna be okay. 140%, 17 and a half. There's another 40 in there. I don't think we have enough. I really don't think we have enough to push this all the way to 300%. We've made it this far and gotten 42%. Maybe. We'll see what it's looking at, like, when we get to 200. It's probably fine. I need to overdo things here. Make it work. Huh. Yeah, at level 18, we can do a thing with logs we don't have. So, worried about that. Staffs, poles. Next U is down to 59. Wild. Perfect. Capes. Passives. Lots of stuff. And 50% knowledge almost here. That's getting there. Definitely don't think we'd be able to get to 300 with the logs we have right now. It's only just got to 50. Almost to 18. Yeah. This'll be fine. This'll be fine. As long as it does get to... I mean, it doesn't even need to get to 200. We already have the knowledge point we're going to use for this, so... Honestly, it'd be fine if it didn't get to 200. That's okay. It's trading a lot of hats and needs only some hats. So there's potential we could get more hats later. If we really need a huge heaping pile of hats. Just if we get to the point where we've got enough to trade and get a full set, we not worry about having the duplicates, that'll be fine. So only have the 4 currently. Only though. We've done enough. We might still get another one here. Seems slightly timer based here too, so that's okay. Now let's see what we can accomplish with the ash logs, as I would say if we didn't have another 12 U logs in here. Yes. More experience from that. Pretty convenient just making the stuff from the logs that are already in storage. Although we do run all the way up there to put them in the crate. In the bank there. For the wood stuff we've made. Can't just have that in the shop here. That'd be silly. That's okay though. Yeah, we're doing okay here. 157. Already 18 in a bit. It's pretty good. We already had like 16 in a bit. We're halfway there, we're halfway there. Seems about right. And in theory, it should only tell us that we really should use a knowledge point after we finish doing the entire automatic circular star, automatic wood lathe section of full inventory worth of stuff. Not going to be yelling at us like it was every tree. So that'll work. That works fine. That. And over here. No con. We're getting there. We are getting there. Just had to chop this bunch of trees and cut them all up. Guess that's where we're going. But after this, we're not going to be chopping down the trees quite as much. Just collecting the branches passively. It's going to be fine. Gonna be great. Okay. Yeah, that gets us our... It's the 5th and the 6th level 20 unlocked here. So we're almost going to be at half of the skills ready for passive training. Be one more here. And then when we unlock the rest, it's going to be less than that then. By the time we get to there, see what levels we're going to need for the main quest in the mine. It's interesting, it wants us to do all the skills. It's a total level in the mine skills. Probably would be best to train them all. Even if it would be potentially more useful to only train the stonemason one. Actually make usable weapons and such. And another hat. And level 18, rugged oak poles. Might look like a lump of wood, but it could become a weapon for bone crafting. Wild. Okay. Store these away. Then we just need to get 2 more levels. Which is easy, because we already have the supplies. It's all working out. It is all working out. Deposit that. Okay. And now, we get to see what the ash logs will do for us. I think we're only going to get making them into planks. So it's not going to be as many actions down here. So it might be less experience. We do have 48 of them, though. So, we got 4 trips to the sawmill here, at least. So turn these into planks, and we get 89 experience. So, not a huge amount. Definitely a lot less than the ones that can actually be used with the lathe. Just immediately used for shield crafting for the bone rights. 44 to 125 since they're the higher level logs here, higher level planks. Yeah, that is not going to help us quite as much on our quest for 20 carpenter here. But it's nearby, so we can get more if we need it. We do still have another 36 in the bank here. We only need to get one more level after we get to 19 here, probably. The ones that are only on the circular saw let the carpenter XP fall back a bit. Then it catches up better or something. Depends how much of each of the logs you got and use and everything. 19! One more level to the next unlock. That's the plan. Yeah, it should be fine. Should be fine. And knowledge points at 180. Got one level to go. Should be good. We need ash planks to make the shield here. We're just gonna need these ash planks, not the lower level ash planks. Because we managed to try to use the workbench to see what we needed for the anti-acid shield bases. It told us what level we were going to need. Could see it needing these higher level planks here. Still, definitely lower level than 32 at least, so it all works. Here it is. The last level we need for right now for this, for setting things up for this. Need to look to see where we need to go for getting these hickory branches. Just on hickory trees up to the northern side of things. It looks like it's in baskets. Okay. So you need to buy baskets and not crates. Good to know. And vials are for potions. We also have buckets, jars, and sacks for other things, probably. Let me just see. Forager passives are in sacks and buckets and jars. Look at all that. And crates. Forage for all sorts of stuff passively. Passive potions. Just use that kind of stuff probably. Passive gathering. We've got buckets and jars and sacks and baskets. Wild. And store these. Recenter. Okay. 19 and a bit there. It's definitely going to be just about the correct experience here. Gets the job done. Gets the job done. 24 items deposited. We should see what we all have in here. Probably so many things. Yeah, this guy over here sells all the containers. That'll be good. Use the bank. Grab another 12. And back to the song. Passive shopping. Get crates of rocks. Passive bone stuff. Crates of knickknacks. Divination. Jars of knickknacks. A bag of bone meal cement. Woolly mammoth skeletons. Enigmatic divination. Something. Crates of lockets and such. Yeah, crates of figurines and bits. It's all something. It's all something out here. Saw up the logs. Get this completed to where it needs to be. I'll just buy a pile of baskets here too. Don't need to spend all the money on baskets though, obviously. Should be fine. Oh boy. Okay. 2/3? Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. It's exactly the XP of chopping the logs in total to chopping up all the stuff into wooden bits. I'll be slightly behind because of the brambles. We will see. We can just chop some more trees, it's fine. This is the last of the logs on the sawmill. Knowledge is at 198. It's all coming to an end here. It's all working out. Just a little bit wasted. If we need to chop more logs at 200, that's going to be unfortunate. Looking like a distinct possibility here. 89 experience. I have that many left. Another 900. Just short. We'll get the correct amount here, though. 89 experience each. Going. Also, I mean, there's no little 20 tree. Can't actually do that. Let's say we get the next log, we could use it for the next recipe we already unlocked, but we can't. But we can't. Alright. Why don't we stay to here? Yep, gonna be short. That's okay. 89. Very close, though. Very close. Complete. Alright. I mean, we have 200 points. We can store... We got to 200, so we actually can use some of the knowledge points. Get experience. We want to put the experience into Carpenter, though, so we'll still wait. That's more worth it, I'd say. That's going to depend on how much we get from the passive training. Anyways, for this we need another 193 XP. It's going to be 3 logs. Yep. Good. Just about not wasting any knowledge point potential. Right on the cusp. Right on the bit where it's just enough. Does mean we're going to end up with 6 extra planks worth of stuff in here. That's fine. We're going to use some planks probably when we make the shields anyways, so. A few extra, a few used up. It's all going to work out. Or something. Or something. Alright. Circular saw. Slice it up. Get us the level we wanted. A bit of extra to get this done. Worth it though, since we can start training it passively. There you have it. Level 20. Use your knowledge point on this. Carpenter. Hickory. Cutlery. Chopsticks. Alright. And that's the level for the chopsticks. For slowly picking up food. Indeed. So that's knowledge point. Use it for experience in carpentry. What are these buttons we could press? A bit of XP. Okay. Now we need... We already get the snips. Yes, we did. So we just need to get the baskets, get to the tree, and get it started. This is over here. Let's buy a good number of them. Always worth making sure you have some to start before you get going again. buy baskets. Buy 100 baskets. That'll be good for quite some time. Okay. Then we need to go here. Then we need to go to the hickory branches. It's up to the north. Alright. Oak branches here. Bugs there. Hickory branches. Over here. Level 20. Passive. Hickory. Lop. Okay. Passive activity. So we're gonna get as many of these as we can in the amount of time that we spend, of course. So see how many baskets, how much percentage of a basket. The XP is gonna be fine. We're more concerned the carpentry XP. 9 XP plus bonus. 1/200th of a basket. Alright. We're gonna collect these for some amount of time-ish. And then use them up and see what time it takes for both of those actions. Because that's gonna determine exactly how we need to play this to get all the carpentry up to 32. Probably gonna take a little bit. Well, that is okay. Next time, goodbye.